Welcome back, second graders. Today we are going to finish our donut. Last class, you should have followed along with me and colored inside your donut using what kind of colors? They're the intermediate or tertiary colors that are between primary and secondary colors. So we colored with those, and we haven't cut it out yet. Imagine this is yours and it's colored and it's perfect and beautiful and you are ready to cut it out. Now the reason I wanted to show you on a piece of paper that hasn't been cut yet is so that you can see how I cut it out, because you didn't get to see how I cut it out on this one. So take a look here and let's work on cutting. So before you start using scissors, please remember you should always stay seated using scissors. So just don't walk around with your pointed scissors. If you have an adult nearby who says otherwise and is watching you, great. But if you're sitting there using scissors, just stay seated and leave them at your table when you get up to go anywhere else. Okay, so here is our concentric circles, which means circles inside circles, or donut. Now, you're all probably wondering, how do I cut out the middle? Yes, great question. So, let me show you. This might seem strange, but you're almost gonna fold it. But you don't wanna fold it all the way because then you'll have a crease, right? So you just kind of loop it over like that. And then in the middle where you want to cut, you can pinch that or just fold that in the middle. And then look at this. Put your scissors through, make a cut, okay? And then you can actually then put your scissors inside and start to cut around that circle. Do you see how I'm rotating the paper and cutting with my scissors? So chomp, chomp with the scissors, and look how I rotate that paper. The trick is to get in the middle, right? So the trick was you fold it and then you cut it just a little bit, and once you cut it enough, you can stick your scissors in and then slowly cut out that middle circle. Okay, there's that. Great, good job everybody. And there's your trash, you can put it in the trash can. Now, let's cut out the outside, which is a little easier. You just start on the edge of the paper and carefully cut out your circle. Now your donut will be colorful and you'll have some frosting or sprinkles or something fun on top. Mine's only white so that I can show you how to cut. Okay, everybody, once you've cut out your donut, here's the next part. You're gonna need to find a piece of paper that is different than the white paper you colored on. So that could be what I've done is I've used a brown paper bag because I sure do like recycling, and it sure is fun to reuse this paper bag. You may also use any kind of paper that's different. Perhaps you have construction paper, or perhaps you have lined paper. Anything that's a little bit different, okay? Now, if you just don't have a different color paper and all you have is white paper, that's fine too. You can glue yours onto white paper, but then we'll end up drawing on the white paper to make it look different, okay? So let me show you how to glue it on your separate paper. And if you don't have that separate paper and you've already looked and you just can't find anything, hold tight and I'll show you how to do the decorations on your white paper to make it look different. Okie dokie. So to glue, you probably remember this from before, but the best way to glue is a dot, 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 not a lot, remember? Dot, dot, not a lot. Boop, 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 boop. Now I'm using this Elmer's white liquid glue. You can use a glue stick too, and if you're using glue stick, just cover up your circle. Now you should have your paper nearby that you're gonna glue it onto. Here's my paper bag. Flip it upside down. Once you put glue on the back, press it down for a few moments. And there you have it. But we're not quite finished. Take a look at the sample. Do you all see that this looks a little bit three-dimensional? Well, that is because I've added a shadow. And we're gonna do that now together on my plain white donut, but on yours, you'll have your colorful, pretty donut. Okay, so with any marker or color pencil or crayon that you have, you pick out the blue or the purple. Or you could even use black if you don't have blue or purple. You just want it to be a little bit darker, okay? Because it's gonna be a shadow, which are generally darker. So let's get started. Before you do your shadow, you have to figure out where the shadow is gonna be. Now, shadows are created because light isn't hitting that part of the object, and it's hitting around the object, which then creates a shadow. So, pretend that this is my light source. You don't have to draw a circle if you want, but I always do at the top left. That's a light, so imagine it's the sun or a lamp, okay? Which means this is bright because it's right next to the sun. But this is dark because it's further away, okay? So set it up to where your light is in your top left, and then let me show you how to start your shadow. Okay, the first part that I'm gonna show you is how to do the shadow on the inside of the donut. So, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna want to draw a curved line on the inside of the donut. Look what shape that is, guys. That is a crescent moon. Do you see the crescent moon? So once you do that line to create your crescent, you can fill it in with whatever dark material you found, whatever marking material you found, color pencil, marker, crayon, okay? You see how I colored that in? Great, so there's the light hitting here, and then it creates a shadow over here, and there's gonna be a shadow over here. Look what I'm doing. I'm starting here at the bottom of my circle, and I'm gonna then bring it out and then back up like this. So it's another crescent moon, but it's this direction. It's on the outside of the circle. Okay, and do you see there how I did that? So on the right side of your donut, you're going to draw a big crescent. You're gonna start up here, and you're gonna end down here. And it's just a curved line, everybody. Curve your line, and then you can fill it in. I need to sharpen this pencil. Do you see how it looks three-dimensional, like a shadow? Very good, everybody. So once you color that in, we're almost done. So look, let me flip over, because this is the one I did at home. This is my sample for you. Do you see the same idea? We did a crescent moon on the left, and then a crescent moon, a skinny little crescent here on the right to create our shadow, and then you should have your colorful donut. All right, now if you glue it on a paper bag, awesome. If it's on a different paper, awesome. Either way, I'm gonna show you how to do some really fun patterns. All right, everybody, you can see I have glued mine on a brown paper bag. If yours is on white paper or any other kind of paper, you'll be able to do the same design I'm doing or a different one. You'll just need to use a different colored pencil or marker or anything. You won't be able to use a white color pencil on white paper because it won't show up, but you could use any other color. Let's say you're choosing to use a red color pencil. You'll be able to create the same fun pattern of a doily, which is a type of fancy napkin. It's kind of an old-timey thing. It's a really pretty decorative curly pattern that is also circular, and you can do any pattern. So you could just do lines up and down. If that's what you like, you can just do polka dots. You could put hearts. You could do any kind of pattern you want. I am going to use a white color pencil on my brown bag so that it can show up, because white on that dark brown is contrasted. Okay, so again, you can use any color you want on any color paper you want, and any pattern that you just really like to do. So here I have started my doily pattern. I made a big circle around my donut, and now I am drawing small curved lines around the outside. Now I want to fill in the middle with some curved lines. This line here is a spiral, and I started by drawing an S shape. Let me show you a little bit slower. Watch this. I'm drawing an S on its side and then curling in the ends of the S. So continuing the curve. See here, I'm going to continue the curve and go in a little bit more, and it becomes a small spiral. Watch here. S, keep curling it in, and you have a fun spiral line. This is only if you're doing a doily pattern like me. Remember, you can create your own pattern with any colors you want, on any paper that you want. This is just a nice way to make our donut look finished. I'm going to continue my S pattern with the spirals on the ends. And remember, pattern is when a line or a shape or both repeat one after the other, and they are continuous. They keep repeating. So that is a pattern. Just a little review from last year. We talked a lot about pattern in first grade. You can do any lines, any shapes, any pattern. Now I'm adding to my fun doily pattern using just some like half circles or semicircles that aren't connected, so they're just little curved lines just to give it some more detail. And you'll see I put them between my spiral S's, and I'm going to put them in the middle too, because the middle would also be seen, right? Because there's a hole in the middle of the donut, so you would see beneath it. So continue your pattern inside the donut, add any little details, just kind of finish it up to make it look nice. I'm going to add more of these curves. Okay, that's looking pretty full, and it's looking similar to a real doily. Of course, it's not going to look exactly like a real doily because it's a drawing on a paper bag, but it does represent it. I might add just a few more little fun details, some dots. This is making my pattern look really full and complete. I'm going to go on either side of that spiral S. I've got to add a few in the middle too. Okay. Well, it's looking really close to being done, and I intentionally, which means on purpose, left the handle on my bag because I just thought it was kind of fun. You could even you could walk around with your drawing with holding the handle. You could hang it on the wall really easily using that handle, or you could just remember, oh yeah, I reused a paper bag, and that's kind of cool. Or you can cut off the handle. It's totally up to you. And I cannot wait to see how you've created your backgrounds and what kind of paper and what kind of pattern you have used. So please share your artwork with me when you can. And thank you so much for participating and following along. I just cannot wait to see you in person and see what you've created. I hope you have a wonderful week of virtual learning, and I hope you enjoyed your project. I will talk to you again soon next week. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks again for watching.